Hello, my name is Andy Aris, and I chose to do this project on the article Eye Movements Reveal Attention to Social Information in Autism Spectrum Disorder. This article is by Fletcher Watson, Leakham, Benson, Frank, and Finley. It goes into detail about the amygdala and suggests that autism spectrum disorder has an atypical amygdala function, which contributes to the development of deficits in social behavior, as well as hindering the fusiform face area, which is the part of the brain that recognizes faces, um, which means that people with autism would have difficulty distinguishing one face from another, so they might use other forms of differentiating people. There would also be abnormalities of the amygdala in terms of eye contact and emotion recognition. Some terms, because I don't like abbreviations in papers personally. It confuses me, so I always write them out. The abbreviations this paper has are autism spectrum disorder, ASD, typically developed, TD. You could think of this as neurodivergent and neurotypical, where autism spectrum disorder is one form of neurodivergence, and then typically developed is neurotypical. And then Welsher's abbreviated scales of intelligence, WASI, intelligence quotient, IQ. They don't list the full name of IQ. They don't say what IQ stands for, but I just put that in so that we'd know it's intelligence quotient. And then person present, PP, and person absent, PA. These are referring to images with or without a person in them. And they use these images to determine where the person will look. So participants, they had 15 neurotypical people, 2 of which were female, and 12 neurodivergent autistic people, 2 of which, again, were female. And IQ was gauged using WASI, and there was a significant difference found. They didn't elaborate which group was higher in their intelligence, but we'll get to that later. So the materials and apparatuses they used, they had 40 pairs of scenes with a person present and person absent in the pictures. So there was 2 pictures next to each other, one with a person in it and one without a person in it, and these were randomly paired, meaning in this case the person is in front of a microwave, and then the picture without a person, it looks like it could be the courtyard of a hotel or apartment or something, and these are not inherently linked images. So they have several categories of how they would define the pictures, whether it be setting, location, etc. I'm not going to get into all of them. And then they tracked the eye movement of the people who were participating to, of course, observe where their eyes moved. Procedures used. There was a free viewing condition, which is where the person, the experimenter, would go to the participant, and he or she would say, hey, you're going to see some color pictures, just have a look. And then a blank screen would appear, and then a center fixation would appear, and then an experimental stimulus would appear. And I wanted to give you a visual representation of what that would look like. And then we'd have the gender discrimination condition, which is the same as the free viewing condition, except in this, the participants were asked to give a gender to the person in the picture. So in that particular picture, I would say that the person looks like a woman. It looks like a female. So I would say that that would be her gender. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. And then results, they used saccade detection programs, which means they tracked people's eye movements very, very quickly, because saccades move very, very quickly. And anything under 500 milliseconds was excluded from the data, which even 1,000 milliseconds is really, really quick. That's faster than most people blink at 1,000. It's faster than you would think. So domains, they used eyes, face, body, background, and the center bar, the black line in the middle of the screen. And this was all used to gauge where the person was looking. Of course, you would think that the person in the autism group, the autism spectrum disorder group, would not look at the eyes as much. What they found was that participants of both groups preferred looking at social elements of the display. And the autism group participants only slightly differed in that they didn't look at the social information of the groups quite as much, but they still focused on they still looked at the social elements. So that would mean what it says here, which is that both participants, both groups of people, preferred pictures with people in them. Now, a theory that could be posited due to this could be that people with autism, people who are neurodivergent, try to assimilate to seem more neurotypical. So they would try to look at the pictures with the people in them more because they think that that's what the neurotypical people would do. This being saccade recordings, possibly it could be argued that you wouldn't be able to consciously make these decisions, but over a long period of time of really trying to enforce that, it could become second nature to just go to those elements of a picture. And then despite the similarities between the autism spectrum disorder group and the typical development group, there are some differences. So the differences are that the group, the ASD group, did not look at the social elements as much, suggesting that the drive to share attention is absent or weak in that group, despite their age or high functioning status. The result suggests that there are abnormal social experiences and brain development in ASD individuals, which has lasting impacts. And then at the bottom here, deficits in social. So this is essentially saying, to go back to the original slide, I believe that was slide 3, when we said that the IQ of one group was higher than the IQ of another group. This is perhaps implying that the IQ of the TD group was higher than the IQ of the ASD group. Now, that's not the main focus of this paper. The main focus was the amygdala, and the amygdala being that it developed atypically, which results could lead to long-lasting developmental issues. And then here are some references. I did reference the article twice because most of the pictures that I took were from the article. There was one picture, the picture of the amygdala, that I did not take from the article, and that is from this website here.